You've probably heard it 1,000 times. Getting older isn't all it's cracked up to be. Maybe you've even said it to yourself at some point. There's a whole societal narrative about aging that's been drilled into us for years. One that paints aging as something to fear, something to dread. People say, you'll slow down, your energy won't be the same, life will become more difficult. But what if I told you that there's another side to aging? One that's not about slowing down, but about actually unlocking the best years of your life? Yeah, I know. It's a hard pill to swallow. But the truth is, life after 60 can be incredibly fulfilling. There's a whole world of freedom, joy, and possibilities that's waiting for you to tap into. It's not the end of the road. In fact, it's just the beginning of a new chapter, one that can be even more exciting and rewarding than anything that came before. And no one tells you this when you're younger, do they? So, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like you've been carrying around a heavy weight, constantly trying to please others, living your life according to what everyone else expects of you? I know I've been there. For so many years, I tried to be everything to everyone. I tried to meet the expectations of society, of my friends, my family, my colleagues. And honestly, it was exhausting. I didn't even know who I was anymore because I was too busy being what everyone else wanted me to be. But here's the thing. When you hit 60, something magical happens. Something I never could have anticipated. You start to realize that you don't have to please everyone anymore. You stop caring so much about the opinions of others, and that, my friend, is liberating. You finally give yourself permission to be yourself. No filters, no facades, no pretending. And that's when the happiness begins. I'm not saying that it's an overnight transformation. It takes time and it takes self-reflection. But when you finally get to the point where you're not trying to live up to someone else's expectations, that's when the real joy starts to flow in. You realize that the pressure to fit into a mold, to live the life that others think you should live, has been holding you back from experiencing true freedom. Now, let me tell you something that might blow your mind. When you stop trying to please everyone, you start attracting the right people into your life. The people who truly love and appreciate you for who you are, not for what you can do for them, not for how you fit into their version of reality. It's a game changer, I promise you. But here's the catch. This is a journey. It's not something that happens overnight. But I want you to remember something. You have earned the right to live life on your terms. You've spent decades taking care of others, working hard, raising families, building careers, and navigating the ups and downs of life. You've earned the privilege of choosing how you spend your time now. And it's time to do just that. This is your time. Your opportunity to rediscover what brings you joy, what makes you feel alive. Think about it for a second. What have you always wanted to do, but never had the time or courage to try? Maybe it's something as simple as traveling to that place you've always dreamed of visiting. Or maybe it's starting a hobby that you put off for years because life got in the way. This is the time to go for it. Don't wait any longer. I know. You might be thinking, but I'm not as young as I used to be. I don't have the energy I once had. And I hear you. There are physical changes that come with aging, and we can't ignore that. But what if I told you that age doesn't have to be a limitation? What if I told you that the energy and vitality you have now are different from the energy you had in your 20s, but they're just as powerful? In fact, I would argue that the energy you have now is more focused, more intentional. You've learned to prioritize what matters and let go of what doesn't. That clarity you've gained over the years, it's something younger people don't have yet. You've experienced enough to know that not everything deserves your energy. And that, my friend, is wisdom in action. Let's be real for a second. I'm not here to tell you that aging doesn't come with its challenges. It absolutely does. There are health concerns, the physical signs of aging, and yes, the inevitable losses we all face as we get older. But here's the beautiful thing about those challenges. They don't define you. How you respond to them is what truly matters. You can either let life's challenges weigh you down, or you can choose to see them as opportunities for growth. And that's the secret, isn't it? Aging doesn't have to be about loss. It can be about gaining new experiences, gaining wisdom, gaining the confidence to truly live your life for yourself, the freedom to let go of what doesn't serve you and embrace what makes you happy. As I've gotten older, I've realized that happiness isn't found in the big, dramatic moments. It's in the small, everyday things. It's in spending time with the people who truly matter, in having quiet moments to reflect on what you've accomplished, and in taking the time to appreciate the present. So often, we get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, always striving for more, always seeking something outside of ourselves. But when you hit 60, you start to understand that happiness isn't something you chase. It's something you create from within. And I want to let you in on a little secret. There's something incredibly freeing about no longer trying to live up to someone else's idea of success. At this point in life, you realize that you've done your part, you've worked hard, and you don't need to keep proving yourself to anyone. You get to set your own definition of success, and let me tell you, it feels amazing. But don't take my word for it. Try it yourself. Start letting go of the things that no longer serve you. Start putting yourself first, even if it feels uncomfortable at first, and watch as your world begins to shift. In just a moment, I'm going to dive into some practical tips that can help you unlock this happiness after 60. But before I do, I want you to remember this one thing. The best is yet to come. Your 60s can be your happiest decade, and it all starts with a simple decision. Are you ready to make that decision? Now that we've talked about how important it is to embrace change, let's take a closer look at how you can really start living your best life after 60. These are the types of things that will help you create a life filled with happiness, excitement, and growth. The freedom that comes with aging isn't just about giving up things. It's about taking control and actively choosing how you want to spend the time that you have left. I know that sometimes as we get older, we start to feel like we've already lived our best years, that the best opportunities have passed us by. But let me tell you something, that's just not true. The most exciting chapter of your life could be just beginning. Think about it. Think of all the things you've learned, the wisdom you've gained, and the life experiences you've accumulated. Now, imagine being able to take all of that and apply it in ways that bring you the greatest fulfillment. So, the first step is to break free from the idea of, I'm too old for this. How many times have you caught yourself thinking that? I know I did. I thought I was too old to start something new, to go after a dream I'd put on hold for years, to take up a hobby I'd been curious about, or even to make a career change. But the reality is, the moment you tell yourself that you're too old, you've stopped growing. That's when you start to become stagnant. And let me tell you, stagnation is the enemy of happiness. Every day, there are new opportunities for growth and joy, regardless of age. You have the power to choose whether you stay in the comfort zone or whether you embrace new challenges. Here's the thing. Life after 60 doesn't have to be about winding down. It can be about stepping up, stepping into new opportunities, and stepping into a new version of yourself. You see, the moment we let go of the idea that age defines us is when we truly start living. And it's not about ignoring your age. It's about using your age as an asset. The older we get, the more we realize that the things we once thought were important, money, status, impressing others, they don't matter nearly as much as personal fulfillment and authentic happiness. So, what are you waiting for? Now's the time to invest in the things that bring you joy and satisfaction. If you've always wanted to travel but never had the time, now you do. If there's a hobby you've always wanted to explore, now is your chance. Want to try painting, gardening, or even learning how to dance? The time is now. Next up, let's talk about the power of relationships. As we get older, we often have fewer friends in our inner circle, and sometimes we let go of relationships that don't serve us. And that's a great thing. But the relationships that you choose to keep around you are critical. The people you surround yourself with will either lift you up or pull you down. You want to make sure that your time is spent with people who genuinely care about you and who nourish your soul, not those who drain your energy or make you feel small. If you're not already, Start making an effort to spend time with those who make you feel good about yourself. Spend time with people who encourage you, who challenge you to grow, and who remind you of all the possibilities still out there. It could be your family, friends, or even new people you meet in community groups, workshops, or classes. No matter where you are in life, you can always form new connections that will bring positivity into your world. But here's a tough one. In order to unlock happiness, we must learn to let go of guilt. I know this is hard. We all feel guilty about something, whether it's about not being there enough for family, not achieving certain goals, or feeling like we've made mistakes in life. But let me tell you something, guilt is an anchor. It holds you down, makes it impossible for you to move forward. It makes you focus on the past rather than the opportunities ahead. So, how do you start letting go of guilt? You forgive yourself. Understand that you did the best you could with the knowledge and resources you had at the time. Don't let your past define your present or future. If you've made mistakes, learn from them, but do not dwell on them. You are worthy of happiness right now, not just because of the good things you've done, but simply because you exist. Let's talk about health. And I'm not just talking about physical health. Of course, we all know that taking care of our bodies is important, especially as we age. But health isn't just about exercise and diet. It's about mental and emotional well-being too. And let me tell you, the older you get, the more important it becomes to keep your mind sharp. So, start doing things that keep your brain active. Read books, take online courses, or engage in discussions about topics that excite you. The more you use your brain, the better it functions. There's no such thing as too old to learn. In fact, your ability to learn new things might be greater than ever. The brain is a muscle, and just like any other muscle in your body, it needs exercise. So, keep feeding your mind with knowledge and new experiences. But let's not forget the physical aspect either. It's no secret that as we get older, our bodies start to change. But that doesn't mean you can't stay active. In fact, staying active is one of the best ways to maintain your independence as you age. Whether it's taking daily walks, doing yoga, swimming, or even doing light weights at the gym, your body needs movement. I know, it can feel like a hassle at times, but trust me, your future self will thank you for taking care of your body now. And speaking of your future self, here's something that will really change your mindset. You can reinvent yourself at any age. It's easy to think that once we hit a certain milestone, that's it. But no matter what age you are, you can always start over. You can always try something new. You've got decades of experience behind you, and that experience can help you shape the next phase of your life into something even more incredible than you could have imagined. The truth is, the possibilities are endless. The idea that you're too old to start a new career, go back to school, move to a new city, or try something radically different. That's simply a limiting belief that you've chosen to hold on to. Let it go. Embrace the idea that you are limitless, no matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. And here's the real secret to unlocking happiness. Be kind to yourself. This one is crucial. Aging can come with challenges, and you might not always feel on top of the world. But in those moments when you feel like you're not enough, when you feel frustrated with the changes happening in your life, that's when you need to show yourself the most compassion. Allow yourself to be human. Allow yourself to have bad days. But also remind yourself that you've survived everything up until this point. You've learned, you've grown, and you deserve peace and happiness.